Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar for today. Deb, are you there?
Hi everyone.
Hi to Deb.
Thanks for joining us.
It's Deb Weyland, our fun teacher, and Sue Lawton. We're talking to you from sunny New Jersey, and the weather has been amazing, and it's going to be even warmer tomorrow. We are happy you have joined us.
I know 72 degrees for us at this time of the year is absolutely amazing,
Yes.
right? Oh my gosh.
Debbie, hold your hands still in your lap. You must hold your hands still.
I'm not moving.
Okay. We are doing successful intending today. Bing, bing.
Yay!
Yes. We have lots and lots of questions from people who are always saying, well, how do I know what the right phrasing is? How do I know when I'm doing something not in my best interest? I really do want to change things. Well, the thing is, you got to shift your attitude. If you shift your perspective just a little bit to appreciate what you already have, then you open the door for more. If you complain you don't have and you do the whine, I don't have this, I don't have enough of that, I don't have enough of this, you're stuck.
Oh, and some people are so good at that whining too.
Oh, yes. Yes, everybody knows whiners, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the problems in life are because of two reasons. We act without thinking, dun, da, da, or we
Mm-hmm.
keep thinking without acting. I have a lot of people ask me, what oils can I use to get motivated when I don't want to be motivated? What can I do to take all my plans from my head and make them be believable? What can I do different? Because people can come up with great inventive things, or they can clean their office for days, or rearrange furniture, or color code files, and they get very excited. But how does this change your life? Does that work out well, Deb?
Oh, well, not if you just keep talking about it. There has to be an action that goes along with all that talk.
Yes.
And the only way you can do that is to have a more positive approach to it.
Yes. And it's really important that people understand that your entire body is connected. So the cells in your body react to everything your mind says.
Right, and all that negativity affects us, and as this slide tells us, it brings your immune system down, way down.
Yes, it does. And what happens when your immune system gets weighed down? What happens then?
Well, then you start I'm tired, I don't feel like doing anything. You might catch a cold, or you might feel achy, so then you just want to go sit on the couch, and you just start this vicious cycle of not getting anything done. And then things pile up, and then you get upset that you're not getting things done, and then you're overwhelmed, and then you feel more tired, and the cycle goes around and around and around.
Right. And sometimes what contributes to this sitting on the couch thinking is something we call cognitive dissonance. Sometimes people hold a core belief that is so very strong. When they are presented with evidence that works against that belief, the new evidence cannot be accepted. It creates a feeling that is extremely uncomfortable. That feeling is called cognitive dissonance. And because it is so important to protect the core belief, they will rationalize, ignore, and even deny anything that doesn't fit in with the core belief. Some core beliefs are like too much money is bad because, that would make you selfish. So I don't want to earn too much money. I don't want to be debt free because then I wouldn't be like others. Or lots of something is being selfish. Or that if there's an absence of chaos, we need to create chaos. Now think about those things for a minute. Do you know some people like that?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Sure. More in the selfish and the absent and the chaos side, but yeah, I think we all do. I think, and even at times to some degree, we might even be like that. You know, some people are even like that themselves if they're really truthful with themselves. But
Yep.
yeah, it definitely has an impact on everything around them.
Well, remember, I told you I graduated from high school at a very young age. And when I went away
Hmm.
to college, I really firmly believed people who were not baptized in the Catholic Church were going to go to hell. I believed it so seriously that at night, when my suite mates were asleep, I would baptize them. So, because I wanted to save them. So I
Okay.
know I learned very quickly that some things I had been taught weren't necessarily the standard rules, but I believed it so strongly, I took action. Was that in my
Hmm.
best interest?
Probably not, but it was what you believed exactly.
No, they
What
thought
you
I had
grew up
lost my
believing.
mind and they sent me to the health center. So you
Did
have,
they really?
oh yeah, you have to be careful with what your core beliefs are relative
Right.
to accepting information that broadens it. Some
Exactly.
children are taught from the beginning their job is to make their parents happy, so it doesn't matter what they do, it's not enough.
Exactly.
And they grow up
And
feeling
I have to
they're
be
not
honest,
good
a
enough.
lot of adults grow up feeling that way too. They never got the acknowledgement that they needed growing up. So as that child grows up into an adult, they still feel like nothing they do makes them good enough. So that is a really powerful statement.
Yes, and I have people who write to me and say, please help me with this. No matter what I do, it's not enough. No matter how clean I do the house, it's not clean enough. No matter how much weight I lose, I'm not small enough. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to work on dispelling patterns and habits and belief statements that are in the way of our being comfortable with ourselves. And Deb found a great picture. I love this.
Yes, the teacher and me with my pencils and erasers, right?
I love this.
Um, Yeah, so many people feel that things ahead of them are changing, or, just tasks that they have laid forward for themselves are just impossible. And today we're going to hopefully change your mind and that you'll be able to erase that I am from it and really believe that all things are possible. And that's what we really hope to help you deal with today. We want you to have that positive outcome that things are possible and we will reach the end of that list.
And it's really important that when you recognize, when you hear in your head or from your mouth, your self criticism reflecting you don't feel you are enough, you have enough, you're good enough. Just get out your coriander, grapefruit, and marjoram and just move that on out. It like takes the sourness out of your own perspective.
Ooh, I like that.
And we were talking about groups of negativisms earlier today, and
Hmm.
Deb came up with this great list.
Yeah, I mean, these are ones I've heard. Some of them I've said myself. If he loved me, he wouldn't act like that. If I looked prettier, he or she would love me more. If I was a good mother, I wouldn't lose my temper with my kids.
No, I think that
If
reflects healthy temper.
that's true. If I can't do this task, then I must be really, really stupid. And we all kind of do that. We're trying to do something like, oh God, I'm so stupid. No, we have to break that. But it's something that we hear all the time. I can't believe he or she said that to me. It means that he or she doesn't respect me. All right. If I was skinnier, then I would be more attractive to others.
Right.
And a lot of us get caught up in this last one. My medical test results haven't come back yet. It must mean there is something wrong.
Right. Or the doctor hasn't called me back. So obviously he knows something he doesn't want to tell me.
Exactly. And then we work ourselves up into a dither worrying about that, and 99% of the time things are fine. But we've just created this whole tense situation because of these negativisms. And this was the sad part. And I thought about this a lot. A lot of people that are negative when something happens that's really, really good, they don't take credit for it. They just kind of sit back and let others take it for them. Excuse me. But they'll take all the blame when it's not even their fault, and they had nothing to do with something, but they'll just allow the blame to get heaped on them, and yet they won't take the credit when it really was their good deeds.
Yeah, and it has to do with the core belief, because
Right.
when you work hard on something and it's a success, you ought to be able to quietly acknowledge everything worked out well, and I'm very grateful.
Mm-hmm.
So here's some techniques I want you to write down. Number one, stop thinking in extremes. People think something is either all good or all bad. People think in black and white. That's not how life is. Life is gray. They think it's going to crash and burn. Things are ruined. You know, people project all these extreme ideas that are not part of reality. Stay in the middle. And then stop overgeneralizing the negative. Do you view it as applying to everything and being a parameter rather than containing it to one place or one time? If you went to a Chinese restaurant and you got food poisoning, does that mean every Chinese restaurant is going to give you food poisoning?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Go on one of those dating services, God bless you. If you ever do that, and the first person you wink at, somebody said something about a wink the other day. That's why I'm using that term. I'm happily married, thank you. Nothing ever works out for me. And it's like, what? One encounter, please. And then don't minimize the positive.
Well, if you find yourself thinking, when negative thinking stops people from seeing the positive when it happens, you minimize everything else, including your successes, and you become unmotivated, you become more miserable, you just kind of sit there and wallow in stuff. And like Sue just said, you have to balance it out. You have to kind of look for both sides of it. And if you see something negative about a person, try to find something nice about them. Show like he's so insincere, but mind you, to be fair, he was helpful with that project, and he can be really funny. So, even though we're having that bad moment, there are other good qualities that we can find in that person who's annoying us at that moment.
Right. And when someone is trying to say something nice to you when you're busy dismissing it or minimizing it,
Mm-hmm.
then you have to really look at, do you really believe that thing is true about yourself? You're not as good as everybody else. You really can't do things well. You really have to examine it. And then when that comes up, you've got to attack your negative patterns as soon as they appear. This is when they are the weakest. So if you approach a committee or you approach an exciting event with the idea of this is going to be the best time ever, then it'll be so much better than all of your negative extreme thinking. If you find yourself going like, oh no, she wore the brown dress. Whenever she wears the brown dress, something terrible happens. Okay, change it.
Mm-hmm.
SOS. Think of SOS.
Help.
Yes, negative
It's
self-talk.
yeah,
Stop
I know.
talking technique. Stop.
Yeah.
Mentally tell yourself, stop, to give you the opportunity to address the thought and interrupt the cycle. Just because you
Yeah.
have a thought, it doesn't mean you have to keep it or you have to expand it or color it in. It's not like your mind is a coloring book unless it's something really good.
Mm-hmm. And you want to over observe. Sometimes we just say things and we don't really stop to think about what we're saying to ourselves and how it makes us feel. So if we just stop for a minute and try to figure that out, we can help stop the self-talking much faster.
Yeah,
And
and
then we want to.
observing and paying attention is your first step. So if you observe it, don't beat up on yourself. Say, okay, now I can stop this. I don't have to continue it. Shift. Shift your cognitive, emotional, or behavioral response by using positive coping skills and techniques. Guess what? We got some for you. We got some. Yeah. Okay. When you find yourself doing a lot of thinking and planning and resisting action, it's about setting intentions. It's about clearly setting intentions and goals. Bear with us for a couple of minutes. We're going to pull this all together for you. We're using the example of cleaning closets. Deb has everything in her house alphabetized. You guys would love it. Okay? Mine is sort of in the closet. Hers is organized. It's very cool. So, example, clean the closet. You plan to sort. You plan new shelves. Plan shopping for hooks. I'm personally one of those people who loves hooks. I would just hang everything on hooks throughout my whole house, except my husband wouldn't live here. Okay?
I
Go,
can attest to that. She does have hooks everywhere.
yes, go to lunch with a friend. Talk about your plans. Make dinner and talk about your plans. 2 weeks later, is my closet changed? No, and I've made a new mess because I had all this stuff I bought to do it. How am I going to take
Right.
action, Deb? Help me with this.
Well, first of all, we want to declare that intention. We want to state that I'm going to get this closet clean. And it's really good if you can give yourself a time limit, give yourself a day, give yourself a weekend. Be very clear about what you want to do. Okay, don't just, oh yeah, I got to do the closet. No, state it out. Oh, I want to put new liners in there. Try to make it a fun project. Like, they have all those neat little borders for the edges. They have all nice shelf paper. You want to set a time. Yeah, and you just need to start. Just don't belabor it. Because once you get going and you see the end product, it's really such an amazing relief. Notice what you're doing, how you're moving, and those feelings that you're bringing about as you're doing this and the satisfaction of getting it done. Make sure that you remind yourself, wow, this is what it likes to feel good. I feel good doing this. I want to do more. And that's the key part. We want to keep it going. Like, okay, I want to keep doing this. I want that feel-good motion, that feel-good feeling inside again.
Right, because this is about you satisfying you. This is not about John's going to come home and say, wow, everything looks neat and clean. I really do love it when you make everything neat and clean. No, this is about your connecting with your ideas are in motion and you're finishing something. Woohoo!
Right? Yay.
Align your focus with the solution, not the problem. So we focus on neat, organized, neat, organized. We resist the attempt for self criticism, like, oh, why did I put this off so long? Or, I'm sure I can stuff another box in the back here. No, align your focus with the solution. See it finished. See it the way you want it. Color coded, coordinated, all the short things on one side, all the tall things on another. I mean, you work to the solution. Oh, like, how about this one?
Loving me.
Yes, we're sneaking this in, guys, because you have to love yourself. You can either
Right.
love yourself through drawing virtues out of you, they're already there, you just have to accept them. Or if you're still a little shy about your virtues, we can talk about appreciation. So,
Right.
if you walk around the house when you notice you have had a negative inspiration, clearly state, I love and cherish the dancer inside of me, and turn up the music. You can do this. You get off the phone from your cranky mom and you're not happy with yourself or the immediate world. Figure out that you love the peacemaker inside of you. Admire the fact that you were not rude when you had many opportunities.
And me helping a friend do a web page for Dr. Seuss month. And after I was finished, I realized I wrote the whole thing in rhyme. So I love the poet inside of me.
That's right. You have to acknowledge your virtues and an appreciation in the same breath that you're appreciating. It's impossible for you to criticize yourself. and appreciation and standing and saying, wow, I love the way this closet looks. I love the fact that I have a lot of space on my desk to draw pictures now. I appreciate the sunshine coming through the windows in the morning. While you're doing that, the universe clearly gets that sense of appreciation and will start providing you with more of what you appreciate, more of what you love is going to start appearing. But you have to make the effort to make the list and carry it with you so you can just stop that negativity as it starts. Oh, this is an important part, isn't it, Deb?
Yeah, so that you can start the next chapter of your life. All right, so many of us keep replaying the same things over and over again. We want to quit that. We don't want to quit rereading all the last ones, and we want to start new ones. We want to have new experiences. We want to have new adventures. And a way that you can do that, of course, is to state that you're allowing your inner wisdom to speak clearly, and you want to have trust in your choices. And we have some oils that might help you, frankincense and wild orange. They just might rub them on, breathe them in, and it's really going to help you work through that. We want to say goodbye to the past and those old patterns.
Right. One of the things that you can check yourself on is when you visit the past or something triggers your past. And you can talk about it without sobbing and crying and going through the terrible ache of 30 years ago, or for some of you young people last week, okay? When you can tell the story without emotionally giving in to the pain, that means you really are moving past it. The trigger here is to choose a happy place to go, to choose a forward, positive things. So, people used to laugh at me. They don't laugh at me anymore. As soon as I get up in the morning, I restate virtues of the day. I'm happy inside and out. As soon as you declare an intention to have a good day, before your eyes even open, before you hit the snooze alarm for the third time, state your virtue of the day. Give it a shot. What do you got to lose?
Nothing.
Okay, every religion of the world, before meals, they give thanks. As ancient as religions are, they were always expressing appreciation at mealtime and celebration one day a week to appreciate family and business. This is not a joke, folks. This is what you should be doing every day. Declare your intentions for good digestion, good inspiration, healthy processing of food at mealtime. When I go out to my car, again, people used to laugh. I'm expecting an open door and safe trip, and I really am sending ahead the parking ferry so I can park right out front. And we've all done the parking ferry trick, right?
Yeah, and we've all said the Hail Mary full of grace, help me find a parking space.
Yes, I love that one. And, I declare every place I go. People who have meetings and classes with me, they know we open before people come in the room, before it gets crowded. We declare the intention for the room, the intention for the meeting. I am a good business person, and everyone is happy to be open to what I have to share. And I know when I am done, and I gracefully depart and then follow up. Two things with that. Accept when you're finished. Don't keep talking. And accept quiet follow up. But if you set your intention that the people are open and people are happy to hear what you have to say, you will meet less resistance instead of making that list of, oh God, she's here. She's going to ask stupid questions because she likes to hear the sound of her own voice. No, that's not what we're looking for at the beginning of meetings. We are expecting the universe to step up and show us what we're grateful for. We talked about this.
If it doesn't nourish your soul, get rid of it. And if it doesn't make you feel good, if it doesn't allow you to have good things to happen to you or have expectations of good things happening to you, then just get rid of it. Get rid of the thought, get rid of the behavior.
If you're busy making a list of good things you expect to have happen, that only things that happen are very nourishing for you, that's all that's going to happen for an entire day. An entire day. Everybody knows the story of when I flipped the top off my frankincense because I thought it was almost gone and started pouring it all over me after my shower, and there was no reducer. And it went all over, and I'm mopping it off the floor and I'm rubbing it all over me, declaring I'm going to have the most amazing day. I'm going to have open door and safe trip. Everyone's going to say nice things. Everyone will be able to hear me today. They will know what's good for themselves as I'm rubbing it in my hair. My husband came in the room and said, "What's going on?" I spilled frankincense, rubbed it all over him, said every positive thing I could think of. All his editors would be inspired. They'd sign positive things to happen. You just keep talking while you're applying the oils. I had an amazing day. I even had senior citizens fighting over who was going to pay for my milk and bread at the end of the day at the grocery store, and I'm usually buying their stuff.
That's right.
State the intention. Roll through a day of happy opportunities. State your intention before a difficult conversation. I put oils on my throat and say, I am able to speak clearly, that I can be heard. People don't have to agree with me, they don't have to understand, but let me speak clearly. Before picking up the phone, I put oils on my hands, the back of my neck, and clearly state the intention for my call. I want this person who just lost their mother to be able to take comfort from the words we will share. Before going shopping,
I was just going to tell a little story about you.
Okay, go ahead.
Sue is one of the people that really does not enjoy going shopping.
Oh, no.
And while a lot of people enjoy meandering through the aisles and looking, Sue does the positive intention. And honest to God, we walk in the store, we find it right away, and we're out in like, what, 10 minutes sometimes?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Right. It takes a while at checkout sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, but
it's great.
Clear. I'm very clear. Before you follow up, state your intention. I'm calling this person because they were really interested in the diffuser, and I know they could benefit from the kit that contains all the supplements. I know it would be so good for them. Let them hear me. Before calling for appointments, I mean, I gotta tell you, if you're got a bad attitude about calling your eye doctor and you call on that phone with your bad attitude, do you think you're going to get an appointment at a convenient time? They wouldn't.
Absolutely not.
The phone. State
That's true.
intention. Apply your oils. These are all suggestions. You can go through your whole day restating your positive intention from the very beginning, your virtue. Everyone loves you. Everyone is supportive of what it is you need to accomplish. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Da da da. If you are prepared, and you've clearly stated, I'm drawing to me somebody who really is open to building, who really would like a financial healing, I am drawing that to me, and I'm going to recognize it when it shows up. It helps if you use any of these oils and clearly state, when the opportunity is there, I am unable to hesitate. I am connecting quietly and just accepting it.
I think this is really important, to be mindful of your self-talk. It's a conversation that you have not just with yourself, but as the universe. And as Sue said, what we say gets put out there, even if it's negative. So we want to be really careful about what we're saying and try to keep those thoughts positive, because if you project that negativity, it's definitely going to come back and find you. And we just want to keep that really positive.
I honor the
Beautiful.
kindness, the compassion, and beauty of your soul. I offer thanks for being a part of your journey, and thank you for being a part of mine. If you can remember this every day, like Rumi says, we are all just walking each other home. We're not competing. We're not smarter than. We're not better than. We are finding our virtues. We are finding the courage to enjoy who we are, free of definition from other people. If you think of all these little stars, all these little gems are your virtues. They are already present. And those same virtues are present in everyone you recognize. If you could focus on the goodness and that you come together to share the goodness, fear is defeated. Hesitation is defeated. Because you have a good mission, you have a good intention, you have a good heart. You must trust yourself that everything you're doing is the right time and the right place. Open your mouth to share. Be brave.
I'm sorry.
Even if you're not, pretend to be. Okay? Now,
Love it.
how are intentions going to help you? If you state your intentions all day long for positive and you expect positive things to happen and you are consistent, your entire life changes. Only positive people are going to call you. Only positive people are going to share with you. If you catch yourself in any previous habits of limitations or negativity, and you choose to make a loving statement about you, everything is going to change. You're going to sleep better. You're going to eat better. You're going to find more virtues in the people that are around you. You'll look past the brazen, irritating habits, and you'll see the virtues.
It's like building up an armor around you with all those positive virtues, and it kind of gives you a sense of more confidence and protection, and then you can go out and have a little, sword fight there. But, I really feel like when I'm positive all day and I state those intentions, I now have this like shoot of armor around me and nobody can hurt me and I can move forward. So it's a great way to be brave.
That's right. That's right. Wrap yourself in your virtues.
Absolutely. And then get into the bathtub.
Right on.
My fave.
Yeah.
Epsom salts.
Yeah.
Oh, lavender, baking soda.
Yeah.
And soaking in peace and quiet. I love it.
Yes. You can do this. Give yourself a reward. Now, I have created successful intending tools. People write to me all the time and say, please make me a blend. Please, send me some intention bracelets. You have virtue intention bracelets. Please make one for me. I'm happy to do it. I've set some time aside. I have all the supplies ready. And you can write to me. And I'll send you the link.
Woo-hoo.
We'd like to thank you for joining us today. We hope you had fun. We hope we reminded you how wonderful you are.
Absolutely.
Miss Deb?
Yep. Just go forth, be positive, make your own mark, and you're going to feel so much better. It's well worth the effort. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you. And yes, this is recorded and it will be posted by tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
We love you guys.
Yep. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.